Hi, I'm Dave Karger. This is Weekend Ticket on Fandango. It's the week of June 21st. As you're all certainly aware, there are two big wide releases in theaters this weekend, the Brad Pitt zombie thriller World War Z and the Pixar prequel Monsters University. But there's another film in theaters that I want to shine a spotlight on right now, and that is Much Ado About Nothing, which is a super fun and flirty Shakespearean adaptation brought to you by the two gentlemen standing with me right now, Joss Whedon, who directed the film, Clark Gregg, who stars in it. Welcome, guys. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks.
So, Clark, people who have seen you in your film work or something like New Adventures of Old Christine, you're a very likable presence on camera.
Oh, thank you.
But in this movie,
I could show you some critics. I could show you some reviews to the contrary, but thank you for thinking so.
But in this movie, you're asked to be, for a large part of the film, quite a jerk. You do some horrible
Everyone has
things.
a subjective take. Yes, you're right. In order to play that thing, you have to kind of wrap
To
your head
raise a
around it.
child properly, you have to tell them to die.
I got to say, of all the Shakespeare I've ever seen, this one is the most accessible. It's the original rom-com. You know what I mean? It's the two smartest, funniest people in town who take each other out every time they see each other, and everyone knows they ought to be together.
You'll have a good time and your date will think you're smart. Come on, it's a win-win.
It's a win-win. We are now on Fandango, and as you may or may not be aware, the #1 ticket seller of all time on Fandango is
Much Ado About Nothing?
The Avengers.
I had a feeling.
So since we have a lot of Avengers fans out here watching, what would you say a fan of The Avengers would love about this movie, Much Ado?
That surprising scene toward the end when the Hulk interrupts the banquet.
Yeah, and he takes Claudio and just, it's
You don't
very
really
original.
expect to see Captain America in Messina?
It's the same thing. It's just a bunch of really funny, really sad, really compelling stuff. You know, not as splody, not gonna lie, not as many splodies, but it's the same kind of
That
storytelling.
should be on the poster.
Yeah.
It's emotional splodies.
It's
Oh, wow.
emotional splodies.
Dave.
I think that should be the title.
Emotional
of the
Splodies
film.
t-shirts we
Emotional
need.
Splodies.
Well, in the meantime, as people are waiting for Avengers 2, please see Much Ado About Nothing. It's nationwide starting this week. I love this movie, one of my favorite things this year. Well worth your time. Guys, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
I got emotional
I'll see you.
splodies.
Emotional splodies.
So what's your weekend ticket going to be? Buy your tickets on Fandango.